So, I mean, there were some times where I watched them, and it was like they were kicking away in random situations, and it's like, why do you have your leadoff guy kicking away?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know he's great at doing it, but you know, you could probably move him somewhere else in the lineup where it makes more sense. And I think George is going to be able to kind of share that expertise. So, we also got a rookie to watch out for named Dennis Leonard. He's in the East. He's actually, I went to high school with him, and he played soccer with me. And he went to college and played soccer down in North Carolina. And he just
wow, sexy athlete.
Dude, he's got a good jawline. Dude's got some deep eyes.
That's what it takes, man, is a good jawline sometimes. You kind of take that intimidation factor out there on the field.
Yeah, I wish I had a jawline. You can't tell where my neck ends and my face begins. You know? He's a good athlete. He just got out of the Army and moved back to the area, so he signed up with George and then moved over to Battlestar. But I think he's probably, I'd be surprised if he didn't turn out to be a good kickball player and make a difference for him. So I would look out for Battlestar. They're not definitely not.
All right, moving right along then. We've got the Burning Bridges coming back for it's just their second season in the league, right?
Yeah.
They had a very impressive freshman year performance in the fall. They finished first in the regular season. They were 8-0-3. They got some great skill position players.
Yep.
They got great speed and catcher, a guy that gets on base all the time.
Yeah, Roy Gilbert.
Yes, thank you.
Is that a guy that doesn't wear shoes?
Yes.
Who needs to start wearing shoes? Wear shoes, because I'm telling you what, man, it's the spring season. It's going to get wet out there. Phenomenal athlete, but he needs to wear some shoes.
He actually does wear shoes now because someone actually, I think it was someone on JFK, was like, well, it's in the rules that you got to wear shoes. And I was like, and Philip, the captain of Burning Bridges, came to me and was like, is that true? And I was like, I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
But sure enough, I looked it up later on that night. It says,
you have to wear some sort of
rule whatever 8.02 says all players have to wear athletic shoes. And I was like, oh damn, sorry. So he had to go out and buy cleats for the tournament. this complaint happened like the last week of the season, so
it would be JFK too, complaining about a shoe rule.
Yeah, like that gives them an unfair. I actually kind of want the catchers to play against me to wear no shoes, but.
I heard it was due to Brian Moore sending a cease and desist letter for copyright infringement. He was worried about his brand.
The no shoes image going away.
Yeah.
Burning Bridges, that's a team that came on like hot right off the bat. I mean, a lot of times you get a team that comes into the league, no matter if you're playing in the other league or South Side, you come in and you have some bumps in the road because different fields, different atmospheres, sometimes different set of rules. It takes a little learning curve, but they just came out and flat out started running. Personally, I love Burning Bridges. That was a good team to play, good team to watch. Just athletes across the board. I think Phil does a good job. I believe he's the coach. I think Phil does a good job of keeping those boys together. Ryan Schmidt's on Burning Bridges too, another good guy that you see out there. So they got the athletes in place and everything. You expect them to go undefeated again this year?
No, I don't think they'll go undefeated, but they'll do well. I think that they got the right mindset as far as I would say the right mindset because there's no wrong mind. If you're out there to have fun, but competitive wise, they're all about it. They're focused, they're driven. I think they learned a lot. So I was talking to Phil, and he was telling me about how the tournament taught them so much because they had such a great regular season, but then when they got to the tournament, they just didn't quite have enough depth and experience, and that ended up being what did them in. They had JFK. It was a close game until like the fourth or fifth inning in the semifinals, and then the wheels just fell off. So I think another year of Waka experience, plus just the fact that they're Valley. I think they're going to do really well. And, because they did so well last year, their schedule's going to be tougher this year. So I don't think any team is going undefeated.
And you got a big chip on your shoulder too when you go undefeated, and then you come back in for the next season. There's going to be a lot of people gunning for them, trying to really work. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Chicken Tetrazzini captains Adam Henry, Andrea Hoffman, and Derek Patterson. So they're coming back.
Patterson.
They're coming back for their 4th season. Yeah, the Angry Birds who wear pink. Last season, well, 2 seasons ago, last spring, ended up they finished 6-6, which was a very competitive league last spring, and they were pretty hyped up about that. And they were a team that was looking to build on that, but unfortunately, in the fall, something happened, and it never came together for them on the fields at least. They ended up we're 2-9, so they finished actually 15th. They had a couple of forfeits in there, so it was a tough season for the Angry Birds. But I think they're looking to rebound this season.
Yeah. If we go back to the old 3 group thing of who's contenders, who's in that middle, and who's a social, I put them probably in the bottom part of the contenders. Not exactly in the social club yet, as far as just having fun out there, easy peasy, yeah, man. They come out to play. It's just most of them is just keeping their composure, keeping cool. I've seen a lot of the Chicken Tetrazzini guys start getting a little heated towards the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, and things start falling apart. They just kind of maintain their composure. Everybody kind of stays on the same page. I see them finishing probably around middle of the pack. Maybe a game or 2 above 500 if they keep their stuff together.
Well, man, they're going to have a pretty easy schedule. Well, I mean, there's no easy schedules, to be honest, because there's a lot of talent in the league. But relatively speaking, because they finished 15th last year, they're going to avoid a lot of the big dogs, I think, throughout the season. So that's going to benefit them. I think this will be a good chance for them to rebound.
And next, we have another team that sort of followed that same path. Great spring season in 2011. Regressed a little bit in the fall. That's the Chubby Gangsters back in Carolina Blue. If I recall correctly, they had a great game against JFK in the tournament last year. They actually led in the 4th inning.
I think they had them in the 5th inning. Actually,
It was a close match. I remember
JFK was down to the last couple outs.
Yeah, I remember. I wasn't at the tournament, but I remember seeing updates on Facebook about the Chubby Gangsters holding their own against JFK. So from afar, it looked like a pretty heated match.
It was interesting. Like I was playing. Actually, I think it was the same time we were playing Shake and Bake and Rumspringa. But I remember someone came by and was like, "Chubby Gangsters are about to beat JFK." And, so there was a buzz going around War Memorial, but they just ended up a couple of errors, and JFK's aggressiveness kind of did them in. But they really showed some fire.
Right, 2-8-1 last year.
Yeah,
that was good for 13th in the league. We looked at them probably, like we talked, much like Chicken Tetrazzini. We're still keeping them in that middle group. They've got the talent to do it. They've shown they can do it before. Expect them to bounce back.
Yeah, they lost their charger though, so they're going to have to find a way to replace him. Steve Bidlick.
Steve's
one of the best chargers in the league. I think he made one of the All-Peninsula teams actually. I don't know if it was 2nd or 3rd, but he was up there. But they're going to have to find someone to fill that gap, and I don't know. They got some athletes.
Yeah. They got Keith's brother, Jeff.
Jeff.
I saw Jeff play at War, and I got to serve up a fine home run to his leg. He kicked the hell out of it.
It's all this kettlebell squats.
It was, man. I don't know what. Everybody's talking about how he's a personal trainer, man. He gave me a workout. I was done, man. He launched that thing about 200 feet into another field. So I think he's going to make a big impact on that team.